finalizing everything and trying to tie down everything, like move mountains before I went in.
Yes.
And I actually had to listen to myself and stop and say, Jesus, what is causing this panic? Like, what am I running from in my head, and what am I running from in my heart? And I went to Ark House at the time, and I said, look, I need help. I'm having difficulty, you know, separating from my children for this and explaining this to my children. And she was like, why?
Yes.
You know, we've given you the tools, we've told you.
Yeah.
I think it's just because, and it's only when I went, because they help you, they pull it out of you. And I said,
yes,
because I don't want them to think I'm leaving them.
Yeah.
And I actually got up my high horse, and I was saying, my mom chose to leave me.
Yes.
I'm not choosing to leave. And it wasn't her choice to leave us, but it's the way I'd actually had it in my head as a child or as a 16-year-old, and it was locked away somewhere back there that, oh my God, my kids are going to think I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And
but it's your own demon, it's your own, what's locked in your own head comes out. But it's like, that's a part of the book that, like, you go, it's amazing, because you go through everything from, you know, the grieving process to the therapy process to everything. There's something for everybody, as I keep saying. And a huge thing as well was when you spoke about having your iodine treatment, and you were in the it was your self-contained little pod, and you spoke about people paying it forward, like the lady that had her week before you, and she put in a kitchen there, and like
before that it was just like, and I say it all through the book, it's asking those questions, because I remember when I was going in, the radioactive medicine guy, nuclear guy, he had said, oh, you can't bring anything in with you. And I was like, nothing. And he was like, nothing. I said, can I bring my phone in? You know, the panic of having no phone. And he was like, oh, if we can wrap it in cling film and it'll work through the cling film, then you can, because everything had to be cleaned. And there's like 4 bags down the end of the room, and each one had a for your personal waste, for your recyclables, your food, and everything was burnt after. So you just literally, but there was a lot of freedom in that too, because what you walked in with, you walked out with, you know, and you left all your crap behind you. So like when I was going in there, it was that was basically the story. You're going in, and but like when I went in and I said, oh my God, there's a lovely kitchen in here, and you know, I kind of thought it was going to be this box, and he said, oh, literally the lady just before you, the last patient in here 5 weeks before you, put in that kitchen, because when she left, she felt that was what was missing. So there was a kettle, there was a fridge, so you could have like your favorite foods in there, and you know, so then I was like, oh, what was missing for me? A radio. And that's the same with the book. It's like, whatever you learn along the way, if you can just pay it forward, or just give a little bit of, you know, it's like when you're in a car park and you don't use your ticket, you're like, here, I haven't used my ticket. All those little random acts of kindness, because every one of us benefits from it then. And
I think when people hear of random act of kindness, they think that it has to be like a large
big
gesture, big thing. But like, that's where I suppose the hope link, or the hope chain came along as well. Like, as I said, we didn't know each other, and I messaged you and I was like, I'm buying that, we've all bought the book for each other. And I think anyone that's watching, if you've bought the book, which you should and you need to, and it's going to a fantastic cause, my mum bought me the book originally. We're going through cancer as a family at the moment, and like, she bought the book for me, and she bought it for my grandmother, and then I bought the book for her, and in turn she bought it for other people, and then those people bought it for other people. Today I bought another 5 books, and I gave it to my friend this evening, and I said, when you read this, and I'm a bit of a sneak, because I actually write a personal message on the inside so that they can't actually give it to somebody else to read. But the thing with the chain is that, I suppose, it's paying it forward. It's giving it, you know, buying another book and giving it to somebody who needs that little bit of hope. And I suppose, as you said, hope is the last thing to go of everything. Like, hope is what a lot of us cling on to in all circumstances in life. But
I think what you said earlier, Katie, sorry, you know, you were talking about fear. There's nothing to fear but fear. And there's fear every day, and every day we say, oh my
Oh
God, I'm
yeah.
afraid to do that, or I hope this will happen, or I hope this won't
Yeah.
happen. And we're constantly using those words.
Yeah.
And I keep saying this through all the stories, you know, one step at a time. Like
Yeah.
even going back to the Leaving Cert Irish, if I thought for 1 minute, oh my God, it was
It's,
Hibernia, qualified teacher, I would have,
yeah.
excuse the French, shat myself. But when I think of just, you know, just do one block of the
Yeah.
course and see how it goes. And if the children are painting the walls in the background, then you stop, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll be very surprised, because even on this book journey, you know, my neighbors helped me with the invoices, you know, everyone jumps on board, everyone wants to help, but it's a case of asking for the help and being brave enough to, because I've never done this whole, I didn't even have Facebook before this journey. I mean, I'd be quite shy that way, you know, but
and it's lovely to see people giving the hand as well, and I suppose that's like, if you knock on the doors, one of them's going to have to open, and the worst thing anybody can say
is no.
And that was one of the things I've things written on a sheet here, and I keep going back to it, because in the book as well you have questions in different chapters, and one of the questions you had, like, it said, what was it? There was 5 questions, and one of the first question was, what is stopping you? And it was, if the answer to question 1, what is the worst that can happen? And the answer was, if the answer to question 1 is anything but death, I tend to go for it and embrace it. So, like,
because you know, there was this fundraiser during the summer for this guy. It was tag rugby, and I was like, Jesus, I run like a wonky donkey. I actually don't have a tracksuit. And the girls like, would you like to go, Cal? And I was like, oh, I actually thought there was no ball involved in tag rugby. I thought it was just tags. I swear to God, I kid you not. So I went up, and they were all like sporty, and I had the skirt and I had the pink t-shirt and all. It was good. Like, I looked the part, I'd say, but I hadn't a frigging clue. But it was just about going for it. Like, I was the worst player. I mean, Jesus, halfway through, I was like, sorry, lads, I've never played before. And they were like, I was like, no, I actually Googled it. My husband was trying to teach me last night. And when I told my husband, who loves rugby, that I didn't know that it was a rugby
and that
ball
you were
involved,
going to tag rugby.
I was like, we do tags and a ball. But it's just not taking yourself too serious as well, you know, and like that. If you're not going to die, just go for it. You know, it's one moment in your life, and it opens up more doors and more people.
You've been through so much as well. It would have been very easy for you to just put your head in the pillow and just not face the world. Like, you've had 10 surgeries, you've, you know, had your own cancer diagnosis, you've had your father's diagnosis, and everything in between, and it could have been so easy for you to just say screw the world, like, and just give up. But to read your book, and like, you don't, in the book as well, you don't pretend anything, because if it's shit, say it's shit. And you do give those sides of things as well, that there are shit days, there are bad days, but you know, you try to find the best out of life, and as like that, and read it again.
Yourself.
If the answer to question 1 is anything but death, you tend to go for it. And that's a great, and I read that and I was like, she's dead right. She is dead right. And people, I suppose, for people reading it that may be, you know, going through other things and might be a little bit low, or, you know, different things, it's a book that you can read over and over again, and you'll get something over and over again from it, and it's kind of spurs you on. And with your little pages, and you've all your quotes in the book as well. Have you got one particular quote that you really love?
I love George Bernard Shaw. My favorite is definitely that one. It's I've learned long ago never to wrestle a pig. You get dirty, and beside the pig likes it.
Yes, I loved that one as well. I did. It's like the amount of quotes in it, and that one I'd never heard.
I love the
that
first
one
one
before.
too, actually. Yeah, I love the first one as well. You know, the one with the butterflies. If you're, you know, people talk about caterpillars becoming butterflies as though they just go into a cocoon, slap on wings, and are good to go. Caterpillars have to dissolve into a disgusting pile of goo to become butterflies. So if you're in a mess wrapped up in a blanket right now, keep going.
I love it. I love it. I just, it's like, as I said, you can keep going back to the book. I've laughed, I've cried, I have felt just so inspired by it and so moved, uplifted, and just like it's what made me want to do things. It's made me want, you know, it's very honest, as I said, very raw, and you're very honest in it, and it's I keep saying that it's like as if you're sitting down chatting to a friend. And I suppose I was reading the book, and obviously we're moving back to Scotland and we're